So every once in a while I get asked why I became a writer. So, I've got a pretty decent job, PhD in experimental physics, worked at big universities, big companies. I own a company now, at least 30% of it. Um, Used to work as a consultant, a great career. Why bother writing books? Well, I've written a number of them now. As an indie writer, you're never really going to make a living at it too much. You'll make a nice supplemental income maybe, but most indie authors don't make a lot of money, I can assure you, unless you got a big publishing house. And even then, some big publishing houses don't necessarily have the best circulation for every author. Yeah, their A-list authors, great. They make millions of dollars, right? But your B or C-list authors, not so much. But the thing that really got me interested in writing in the first place was this book right here. Not because it's the best book ever written. It's very good. Don't get me wrong. David Baldacci writes a heck of a thriller. But you'll notice my copy of it is personally inscribed to me by Mr. Baldacci. When he was writing it, he has a tendency to call in experts for different subject matter to make sure he's got it right in his thriller, which is important, right? You want to make sure you're as accurate as you can be. At the time, I was working in nuclear physics or nuclear detection on how to detect nuclear particles. Big long story, but you'll notice I'm in the acknowledgments in the back of the book that there's a big nuclear bomb issue going on in this one. And he wanted to make sure that part was actually correct. So I got to get the chance to really kind of dig in there and see from an A-list author, how does this stuff really work? How do you really craft a story? Where does it start? Where does it begin? How does it end? Right? Because writing a 350-page book and getting the whole story to hold together for the whole time is not that easy to do. It takes an enormous amount of time, enormous amount of effort. And you got to make sure no B story falls off without being really kind of seen through to the end. Is everything in the story really meant to be there? Is it moving the story forward, or is it just there to kind of please the author because they did some backstory thing or whatever? But it was nice to kind of interact with somebody at that level and really see what it was they did in their process from start to finish. Since that time, he's done a master class for that website. He's spoken extensively about his process. I think he even has a book about his process out. Great writer. Check him out. Check out that one in particular. It's pretty good. But he was one of the larger influences on me actually getting into doing this kind of stuff. So hope that answers your question.